If I had a seed, imagine I'm holding a seed right now in my hand, and I were to put this seed into the earth, and I were to plant it and leave it in the earth, and it decided not to grow, would I then grab this seed and yell at it and make it feel bad? Would I tell it it's lazy, unmotivated, has no willpower? No. I would ask different questions. Hi, I'm Crystal, a life strategist, and my goal is to help you take up as much space in your life so that you can create a life that you love. Today, I want to talk about growth, and I want to talk about the importance of the questions we ask ourselves when it comes to things that we know are supposed to grow. And so what I did is I have a huge Monstera plant in my bay window, and she was getting quite big and heavy, and I was told that you can propagate them if you'd like. And so I love her. She's beautiful, and this is one of her babies. And what I've done is just a short week or some ago, I cut her and I placed her in this jar of water. And as you can see, she's already getting roots. Just like the seed. We don't plant a seed and then uproot it and yell at it for not growing. No, we plant the seed and we give it all the love and care it needs, and we trust that it will grow. And the thing is if it doesn't grow, then we ask ourselves different questions. We don't blame the seed for not growing. Just like I wouldn't blame this plant for not rooting. Instead, I would say, okay, maybe it was supposed to go right into dirt. And I mean, I've never really done this before. So if you are, I'm new to being a plant mama. I have many plants, but if you have any tips, let me know in the comments below what I could do for this. But so far she's thriving and I'm loving it. But I don't know if I could have just put her in dirt as well. So you can let me know. But I digress. Let's get back to the seeds. No, if it doesn't grow, instead we would ask ourselves, I wonder what it wasn't getting. I wonder if the environment I planted it in wasn't suitable or conducive to helping it grow. And so I want to just take this and flip it on its head. Because see, we trust that the seed has everything it needs to inside of it to grow. Everything. And everything in nature grows. And when things in nature are no longer growing, they are dying. And then this is the cycle of life. The same is true for us. If we are not growing, and if we are not evolving, and if we're not challenging ourselves, then we're just becoming, we're not as vibrant as we could be. I mean, I believe we can always be challenging ourselves. Like, I believe in being a student of life for life because I just want to challenge my mind. I want to keep growing this brain of mine. I want to keep learning new things and doing a bunch of, and like neuroscience is all over that, doing any kind of activities you can Google this stuff to like prevent the brain from aging, like and becoming other diseases, right? Like that happens sometimes via aging. And so we don't blame the seed for not growing. Instead, we ask empowered questions. And so what I'd like to do is offer you 4 different questions that you can ask yourself and a powerful reframe, okay? So here's the thing. Question number 1, you can say, I wonder what I'm not getting that I need. See, you can be in a relationship and feeling like it's going nowhere. You could feel like you're struggling with your finances. You could feel like your health is not as optimal as it could be. Maybe you're bored and there's no growth in your job, or maybe you're an entrepreneur and you're just like feel like you're banging your head up against the wall. All of these are signs of stagnation. And so instead of, we could easily blame the other things, or we can ask ourselves, what do we need? Because the truth of the matter is we have to come and give it to ourselves first. And so I can ask myself, what is it that I need that I'm not getting? So if I feel like, I'm not getting ahead in my goals, or I'm not where I want to be in my relationship, then I can look at that myself and see what needs to come from that. And yes, have the conversations and put the things in place. But the question, it starts with you. It always starts within. So what is it that you feel you're not getting, or that you're needing for your growth? Question number 2 is there another resource that you need to resource yourself with? Is there another resource that you feel you need more of? Could this be a resource? Could be something as simple as like hiring a coach, seeing a therapist, putting a plan in place, right? Like what resources, when we talk about resources, we tend to think of just money, but other resources also are your time and your energy. And so like, where are you perhaps leaking energy in other places that could be coming back and being cultivated into yourself? And so you get to be really honest. Like, let's say in your relationship, you feel like it's stagnant. Are you putting the active energy into it, or do you feel like it's reciprocated? And again, like it's really easy to put everything on the other person, but the truth of the matter is true growth comes from radical self-responsibility and honesty, and that doesn't always feel good. So what I'm basically saying is call yourself out on your bullshit. We all have shadows. We all have subconscious patterns that we show up in. And so be really honest with yourself. And like I like to tell my clients, the truth hurts. At first, it will sting, but it will also set you free, because what it does is it creates an opening. And in that opening, you get to explore. You get to look at that pattern and see what else, what am I contributing to this? You get to go deeper, okay? So question number 2 is asking yourself, what other resource do you feel that you're needing more of? Question number 3 is, have I cultivated a kind environment for growth to happen? See, it's so easy to put the pressure on ourselves and to be like, I should be further ahead by now. I should have had this thing by now. I shouldn't be in this position. Why am I here? It's so easy to beat ourselves up and to berate ourselves and to criticize and to judge. And I just really want you to know, just like I wouldn't yell at my plant, Elvira's baby, I wouldn't yell at her because she's not rooting, right? And so instead, I want to make sure she's in the kind environment, a loving environment, right? She's in the water, she's on my table, right? The same goes for you. The same goes for me. We need to ask ourselves, like, are we being super hard? Are our expectations ridiculous? I mean, I have many videos all on to-do lists and like how to get after your goals and stuff. But the truth of the matter is, if you are constantly just, your life is nothing more than a checklist, then you're not really living. And so are you creating a kind environment that is conducive to growth? So that means time for play, time for rest, time for nurturing other relationships, as well as the relationship to yourself. And so those are kind environments. Instead of constantly rushing through life or judging yourself because you're not where you quote unquote should be, right? Compared to who and compared to what? Like, what narrative is that? Put that in the trash, by the way. You'll see that your life will start to change. See, a lot of people, they're just in a hurry, like their pants are on fire. And there's so much beauty in the slowing down to speed up. Life is seasons. We can't always be in bloom. And so just like a seed will take time, you need to make sure it's in the environment that's conducive for it to grow. I wouldn't plant a seed in the winter, right? Outside, I wouldn't be able to, not where I live. There's so much snow. But it's literally asking yourself, am I in kind environments? And within yourself, as well as externally. So this means the relationships, the people that you spend the most time with, like, is this a kind, nurturing environment? And question number 4 is, have I given myself enough time? See, there is so much self-imposed pressure and believing that growth is linear, which actually growth is not. It looks more like this. It's very messy. And so realizing that things take time. And so here's the reframe for you. The reframe is, there is so much power in the power of yet. And so you might not be there yet. And so yet stands for your energetic timing. I did a podcast episode on that. You can listen to it here. But it's essentially that, the power of yet. I attach that word as a powerhouse to my phrases. Anytime I see myself caught in this place where I'm like, oh, I see myself in this ego talk of like, I should be further ahead, or I should have been, or I don't have that thing, or I'm not doing this thing. I add that 3-letter word, yet, to the end of my phrase, and already I feel empowered. Because the truth of the matter is, if you are doing everything in your possibility, everything in your power to set yourself up for the infinite, limitless potential and growth for your life, then you must believe that it's coming. You know that it's coming and it'll eventually happen, right? We can't like white knuckle our way through it. We need to have softness and openness and be flexible and adaptable, because life will come in life, okay? But what I wanted to share with you right here, just to help reframe, just like I keep showing you my beautiful plan. Also tell me in the comments, what should her name be? Her mama's name is Elvira. So what should her name be? Let's just take a nice look at this beauty. But just like the bamboo tree, I'm going to end on this because it is powerful and it's going to really just help reset things for you. I hope. Let me know in the comments. But the bamboo tree, did you know that it takes 5 years? So the seed gets planted in the ground and it is watered and it is nurtured and it is taken care of for 5 whole years. How many days is 5 years, right? 5 whole years before any motion, any kind of motion, any kind of like, wow, is this thing even going to grow? Like, it doesn't look like anything's happening because everything is underground for 5 years. And then after 5 years, out of nowhere, the bamboo tree will shoot up and within 5 weeks be 90 feet tall. And so let this land in your body, that if you are practicing the principles of the be, do, have, and you are putting yourself into the energy and you're in the environments and you keep asking yourself these empowered questions versus berating yourself, you will have what you are setting out to be, this or something better. And so just like the bamboo tree, and there's many other examples in nature, but I'm just gonna share this one. It takes time sometimes. And so are you allowing the time? Are you allowing the space, the patience? Are you practicing that patience? Honestly, like for real. And if you're struggling with patience like I was, add the primer, add the word yet at the end of your sentence and feel empowered in that. I don't have this yet, because that means it's coming, right? And trust, and there's no other, you're not available for any other option, honey, okay? But this is what I have. Let me know what landed for you the most. Let me know what you're working on. What area in your life are you working towards growing more this year in 2024? Continue to show up for your goals. I am loving doing these videos. Like, thank you so much for being here. If you liked what I just shared, if it resonated with you, hit that thumbs up so that I know you enjoy content like this and I'll continue to make more. If you really want this to be shared with somebody else that you think it's going to help impact their life, please do it. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and to subscribe, because then you're going to know when I drop more content like this. And as always, be brave, be bold, be you.